Alright, in this video, we're going to be going over the dark side of Daytona.
First women serial killers.
It's one of the most gruesome things that actually happened here in Daytona Beach. Daytona is about to get exposed. If you want to find out more, make sure you stay tuned. What's up, everybody? It's Jim and Mama with the For Sale team right here in Daytona Beach, Florida. If you're new to the channel and you want to know everything about working, sleeping, playing, eating, buying, and or selling anywhere here in the Daytona Beach area, make sure you subscribe and hit that little bell so you're notified every time we release a new video. We have people reaching out literally every single day, and we love it. Whether it's buying, selling, moving, or relocating, make sure you reach out, shoot me a call, text, email, message in a bottle, or schedule a Zoom in the link down below.
And if you want to talk to other people, go to our Facebook page. There's a link down below, and where we have conversations with people that are moving here, that live here. You can ask questions there and get in a little deeper conversation than these videos.
However you need to reach us, we've got your back when you move to Daytona Beach, Florida. Let's get into it. So Daytona Beach is a beautiful, beautiful, picturesque area. You have sun, surf, just, you know, family-friendly entertainment. You've got all kinds of tourism. You've got cars, you've got bikes, you've got so many things to offer. And underneath all that fun in the sun, all the sunshine, family vacations, lies a bit of a dark side that not many people are going to tell you about. And certainly not, any of your realtors that are trying to bring you over. So in this video, we're going to be exposing the dark side of Daytona Beach.
To start off, there are some crazy things that have happened in the history of Daytona. And one of them is Daytona is the home of one of the first women serial killers in the United States. And she was a prostitute. Her name was Eileen Wuornos. I think that's how you say it. And there was actually a movie made, Charlize Theron made a movie called Monster. We'll put a link down to the Netflix, you can watch it on Netflix. Tells the whole story behind it. But she killed 7 of her clients. She was a prostitute, killed 7 of her clients, robbed them, and shot them. And she was actually executed after so many years in prison. But it's a crazy storyline. You got to watch it. We didn't know that. We didn't know the story. I mean, I knew of the movie before and knew of the murders and all kind of stuff, but didn't understand it until we moved here and found out it happened in Daytona Beach. So I had to watch the movie, and then it was phenomenal. So there's a cool biker bar that she went to. I got to go to it now. It's interesting if you're into that kind of thing.
It's funny. We were actually, before finding out about all this as well, they were actually having a car show at that very same biker bar. And we rolled up as it was packing it up, and so we didn't quite know anything about it, and there weren't that many cars there. But coming to find out that we were actually there already at the biker bar, parked right outside. We didn't actually go in, but now it's the next thing on the list.
Yeah, I mean, because it's in the movie a lot, and this is kind of cool. And the story behind it will blow your mind. But if you haven't seen it,
I highly recommend it. Make sure you check it out. Cool. So one of the most popular things here in Daytona Beach is going to be Bike Week. It's one of the biggest draws. People from literally across the nation travel to come to Daytona Beach for this week-long festival of two-wheeled motorcycles. Sometimes 3, sometimes 4. Two. Cycling. No. Just bikes in general. People come to enjoy their enthusiasm for bikes. And the thing is, when you get a lot of people, gathering in a certain area and clustering,
give them a little alcohol and some rock concerts, and
give them alcohol, rock concerts, and also
maybe some drugs,
and some giant metal horses that are pretty damn fast. I mean, you're gonna end up with a couple injuries here and there. Now, Bike Week here in 2022. If you want to check out that video, make sure you go ahead and click the link now. It'll be it'll be right there. Yeah. If you want to check out that video of our experience going and checking out Bike Week, in this video we actually go ahead and tour Main Street and the International Speedway. So make sure you go ahead and check that out. So the rolling total for Bike Week in terms of casualties, there's going to be actually 6 people that ended up losing their lives. Rest in peace. And then 88 people, as a result of Bike Week, were sent to the hospital. So shit happens.
Yeah, and then there was one incident where a guy shot a guy, right, in the bar. That happened last year.
That happened. And then also, on top of that, this year, what happened was there was a couple It was one of the most gruesome things that actually happened here in Daytona Beach in a very, very long time. But there was a couple actually that was out walking, and it was like
they were riding bikes.
Oh, they were riding their bikes. It was like 2 or 3 in the morning, and some guy literally randomly just
jumped out of the woods
and slashed their necks
and killed them.
Just killed them and left them there.
Just
so
random.
I mean, like, the thing is, if you're looking up Daytona Beach, you're going to see it anyway. So, you know, I just want to make sure you know about it.
Yeah, and they caught the dude.
They caught the dude. They caught him. There was a manhunt. There was a manhunt for this dude. They caught him. But they did end up catching him,
and so you can ride your bike now. It's safe.
Yeah, it's safe to ride your bike. So with the Daytona Beach area, there's some crazy shit that happens on land. Now, just a little bit south past the inlet is actually one of the most dangerous areas when it comes to the water, and that's going to be New Smyrna Beach, Florida. Now, New Smyrna Beach, Florida is actually known as the shark attack capital of the world.
I mean, it's crazy. We were there yesterday surfing, and I was out farther out catching the second set. My wife was bodyboarding in front, and she had like a 6-footer or 8-foot. I'm not even sure what kind of shark because I didn't see it. Swim up right by her ankle, and she freaked out and was like screaming at me to come back so I could catch a wave and come back in. I didn't get to see it, but Jim in here has caught a shark there. We see them all the time in the waves. It's crazy, but it's not as bad as everybody thinks it is. It just happens to be the highest area in the United States that the shark bites happen. Is it the United States or the world?
The world.
The world. Yeah. So in 2021, there were 17 attacks, and I think one of them ended up in an amputation, but it wasn't because of I guess it was caused by the shark bite, but the reason they had to get it amputated is because they put a tourniquet on the kid, and it was too tight, cut off the circulation, and the leg just was dead, so they had to cut it off. So it wasn't really, it's not like the shark bit it off or anything. And most of the bites are actually just like tiny little nips, because the sharks, most of them are baby sharks, and they're just like cruising around in the murky water, and they get bumped, and the second they get bumped, they just kind of nip at you. And so none of them were been like super crazy, like Jaws type stuff. But it's still, still kind of creepy.
The majority of the sharks that you're going to find here are going to be the Atlantic blacktip sharks. Now the thing is, there are great whites in the water. We have a buddy that we go disc golfing with every morning, and he was down in Cocoa Beach, where you can actually check out our video on Cocoa Beach on Bubba's birthday here as well. It was pretty sick. And he was actually down at Cocoa Beach, I want to say a couple days ago, and they were out in the water, and the lifeguard actually had everybody come out of the water because there was a great white in the water. And so it's not like they don't know what to look out for, and they're very good at keeping people aware, keeping people on the beach and stuff. The black tip sharks, they're honestly not that big of an issue. Yeah, they can get bigger in size, but for the most part, majority of them are relatively small, like the one that we caught. It's not a black tip, but it's an Atlantic sharp nose, and it was around this big,
4 feet-ish.
And
in Daytona, it's not that bad. The Daytona beaches, there's not many shark sightings or bites or anything like that. It's just New Smyrna. But if you're a surfer and you like a little cooler beach, you're going to end up going to New Smyrna anyway. So especially if you're a surfer, because that's the best waves.
So if you like tasty waves and a little bit of nibbling, New Smyrna Beach is the perfect place for you. If you want to check out those videos on New Smyrna Beach, Florida, make sure you go ahead and click the link up here as well. Cool. Okay, and then Daytona 500 and tourism, I guess that ties together. I guess we did also touch on tourism with the Bike Week stuff. Okay. Daytona 500. So the brutally honest truth is the fact that Daytona is a huge tourism hotspot. There's a good chance that's the reason why you know about Daytona in the first place. You've heard about it in the movies, in the songs. Everybody knows about Daytona, and everyone talks about it. And so naturally, with that draw and that kind of attention, you're going to get people flooding in left and right. This place is literally made to be the event center for these kind of events. Bike Week, Trucktoberfest.
Biketoberfest.
Biketoberfest. The Daytona 500 is one of the biggest draws possible, and there's also Monster Jam, which comes through as well. So the thing is, there's tons and tons of events that are in this area that are constantly bringing people in. So to put things in perspective on how many tourists come to this area, Florida as a whole, I'm sure you know, it's the #1 vacation spot here on the East Coast. It's people just want to come here left and right. You have Disney, you have Universal Studios, you have beaches literally on all 3 sides, and you've got literally every port to go on cruises. You literally have so many things to vacation, so many things to do here in Florida. So naturally, there's going to be a lot of people that come on by. Now, Florida as a whole in 2021 saw 122 million people visit the state. I mean, visiting. Those are tourists. Like, those are tourists. Those aren't just people that live here. Those are literally tourists, right? Daytona Beach saw 10 million of that. So to kind of, chunk out the pie, that's how much is flooding toward the Daytona Beach area. So it's a pretty significant number. The thing is, this area is very well made for that. But for the residents, if you're looking to live in the Daytona Beach area specifically, expect tourists and expect there to be a lot of traffic once those tourist seasons come through and those events are being hosted. There's a good chance that you're not going to be living in the event centers itself, which is a good thing for you because that means that you don't have to experience the brunt of all of these, external people coming on through. A lot of the actual communities and stuff are somewhat located a decent amount away from the Daytona Beach area. So it's nice because you can enjoy it from a distance, but not necessarily be in the thick of it 24/7.
And you always could just head down to the Keys during Bike Week. I mean, you don't have to hang out there.
Yeah,
Good time to take a vacation, rent your place out, make a bunch of money.
I mean, I see people charging for parking on their front lawns like during those events.
$40 like of spots in some places.
$40 a spot, and you still gotta walk.
Yeah, it's like 2 blocks down from the main. Yeah,
so there's many money-making opportunities when it comes to this area, when it comes to tourism. All right, so that was the dark side of Daytona Beach, Florida, and we just exposed it for you. If we haven't scared you away yet and you're still thinking of making the move, make sure you reach out, shoot me a call, text, email, message in a bottle, or schedule a Zoom link down below.
Or go to our Facebook page and go join that community and ask questions and talk to us more there.
If you're interested in the other areas here in Volusia County, if you want to check those out, make sure you go ahead and check out our channel. We have tons and tons of videos explaining the other areas surrounding Daytona Beach, or if you really love Daytona Beach, we have tons of videos on Daytona Beach itself. However you need to reach us, we've got your back when you're moving to Daytona Beach, Florida. Thanks for watching.
And you can check out the rest of our videos about Daytona Beach right here.